Welcome to the Commonwealth podcast, where we believe that everybody should win. If you're a dreamer, an entrepreneur, a builder, looking to build something bigger than yourself, this is the place where you should be. I'm Jenna.
I'm Dr. Martin Williams.
And we are your hosts for this podcast. We're so happy you're here with us today. This is our inaugural podcast. We're going to be talking about the Commonwealth, why we're here, what we're doing, and how people who have a vision and a dream can build something so much bigger than themselves. So with that, let's get right into it.
Let's go. I just think this is an opportunity and something which its time has come.
Yeah.
And it's time for us to really jump on this, be really serious about it and carry it through. I'm also very proud to say that we're doing this first podcast, however you're listening to us, and Jenna and I don't have to think much about this. We've been talking about this since Jenna was in high school, college. Yep. So the time has come. So let's go, Jenna. Yeah. Lead us through this process today of introducing this big idea.
Yes. So you said this. We've been talking about this for at least 15 years,
right,
if not more.
Mm-hmm.
You've been practicing this for 30 years, building up leaders, taking a vision, actually making it happen.
Right.
And that's what this podcast is for people who want to not just dream, but do things that are bigger than themselves and make it happen. So with that being said, what do you think is why now? Why do we have to do this now? Where are we at in the world? Give us that visionary perspective.
Number one, and by the way, we have been doing this.
Yes.
I mean, there's been a culture built around us for the last 20 years where we have been a Commonwealth. We've been different people with different languages, different religious backgrounds, different destinations, but we chose one. And it was just the question of what can we do together that we cannot do separately? Everything else, let's push that out the window for a while.
Yep.
And just to be honest, skin color, languages, affiliations politically, it's like, oh, those are great. You need those. But we concentrated on how can we make the world better together? And I just believe now's the time. I believe that now's the perfect time for us to take this very seriously, build all the platforms, build the infrastructure so that the entire world can understand what the Commonwealth is. And I think there are opportunities, there are financial opportunities, there are world opportunities, there are workplace and workflow, workforce. I mean, this is just the right time and it's the right idea. By the way, this is the original idea. When everything was formed by Creator, this is what he had in mind. So I think it's just time for us to do it.
Yeah. And
why do you think it's time?
I think it's time
because so I think people sort of know me.
Yeah.
Some people know me. But some people don't know you. They don't know you don't have to be doing this. They don't know your history. Tell us, I'm interrupting. Tell us in the last 15, 20 years, where were you 20 years ago? What were you thinking 15 years ago? Before college, before marriage, before starting your firms? I mean, what were you doing? Why are you doing this?
I'm doing this simply because I believe that we can do so much more together than apart. And there is so much division and strife and disunity in the world.
Okay.
And if we just came together and agreed on one thing, we would get so much done. So 15, 20 years ago, I was at a place where I just wanted to build great things and impact the world in such a great way. And I've spent the last 15 years continually building my craft and trying to make a difference. And what I realize is that as an entrepreneur, you're out there on your own.
Right.
You're always out there just trying to figure things out on your own. But when people's minds came into the room with their gifts and their abilities and their unique insights, and they collaborated on things, there was so much power in that. And so one of the themes and the mottos of the Commonwealth is that we are so much better together. We don't have to hoard wealth or ideas or knowledge. When we share things, we make such a bigger impact.
Right.
And so that's why I think the time is now.
Okay.
We need to unify around something. And so this is, like you say, it's an economic decision.
Right.
Would you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I really feel like, and I don't hide the fact that I believe in the Bible. I don't hide the fact that I believe that there's a God, creator, whatever you call him, her, them. There's only one power. That's what I believe. So I really think that in all the books I've ever read, and I read them all, sorry for disappointing people, I don't only read the Bible. I like to understand people's religion. I'm not religious. I'm not looking for him. He found me. He created me. So I'm here for that reason. But I've learned in every book I've read, economics solves all the problems. All of them. In my particular Bible, it says that money answers all things. In other words, money answers all the questions of people's lives. Where are we going to live? How are we going to do something? I mean, how are we going to get through that? Sickness, disease, marriage. 75% of marriages are broken up and families are broken up because of finances.
Wow.
So this is the lowest hanging fruit that affects everybody. If you have money and a culture of money, not just money, but you have relationships, you have people in your life, and you have a community you can go to, that changes everything. It lessens stress, and you're able to approach the world in such a way. If you see something that calls for your attention, that you just can't stand, you want to see something done about it, you don't have to ask for anyone's permission.
Wow.
You have money. You can just answer the call that's really on your life. So economics is where we all meet.
Yeah.
All of us.
Definitely. And I think the US specifically is in such a place where if we don't diversify and build more businesses and create more innovative things, we're going to be in a bad place.
Right.
So we have to innovate more. We have to build more businesses. And I believe small business and mid-sized business is the future of our economy. It's what's going to make us continue to be great and be a power when it comes to economy.
Yeah, because when, and you and I for years, we've been reaching out to developing, encouraging, starting, growing, and scaling businesses and people.
Yes.
And people, entrepreneurs who are working in corporations, but sitting at the bottom of that is entrepreneurs.
Yep.
Because entrepreneurs who think the way we're trying to get everyone to think, now they can hire people and they can bring people into a culture that is Commonwealth.
Exactly.
So this idea of starting, growing, and scaling businesses, and now putting entrepreneurs in there, people that they may not be entrepreneurs, but they know how to help run a business. That ecosystem we can build anywhere, Jenna. We can build it in Omaha. We can build it in New York. We can build it in Sri Lanka. We can build it all over the world. And by the way, we have no shame in saying that this should be a worldwide thing. The Commonwealth is a universal thought process, and we are coming to a city near you.
Absolutely. Because every city needs to have a Commonwealth, a place where resources are shared, where people can collaborate together and have an economic engine that's not just focused on having money and power in the hands of a few.
Right.
The Commonwealth is all about having and building wealth where wealth is common for everybody.
Communicate with me on this particular channel. Subscribe to it.